What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Grindhouse Syndicate, where today we are changing it up slightly. So we had to pull in Audible. Is that what it's called? Like in sports, when they got to do a last minute change, is it an Audible?
Yeah, it is in football.
Oh, okay. Well, in football. So, yeah, we had to make a quick change up to the schedule because Jordan's babysitter bailed and his wife is slaving away at work. So we decided instead of having nothing come out, we'll just knock out this short little fun episode that some of you may remember, the horror news, which honestly, like we love doing the horror news, but Jordan's got a toddler now and time has become a rare commodity around these parts. By the way, the next actual episode, the episode that was supposed to be now, is a deep dive on The Dark and the Wicked from 2020, which you can find currently on Shudder. So if you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend you give it a watch before next week because it's got an amazing twist at the end that I don't want to spoil. This sucks because I'm very excited to talk about that movie. Man, and it's ready to go. We just have to record it. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of time in recording and editing.
Yeah, sometimes life just gets in the way, or according to 2026, won't get out of the way. All right, so with that being said, are you ready to dive into some news?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Hello, boys and ghouls. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on with the show, talk about or submit your movie requests, or just say die, then I got good news for you. You can always find us at one of our social media accounts or our official website at grindhousehorrorpod.com, Facecrook at the Grindhouse Syndicate Horror Podcast, Instascam at grindhousesyndicate.horror.pod, and many gore, which you can always find links for in the show notes, as always. And you know what I always say, the morgue, the merrier. So please subscribe or follow for alerts on new episodes. Now, back to the show, kiddies. Frights, camera, action.
All right, so I am kicking this one off with this actually was released a few weeks ago, but I don't think me and you ever talked about it. So I figured let's go ahead and just throw this in. We'll kick it off with this. Robert Eggers' werewolf trailer is Fog, Mud, and Middle English Tread. So Focus Features has released the first trailer for Werewolf, and the director's follow-up to Nosferatu looks less like a monster and more like a fever dream someone had in 1250 that they never woke up from. The official synopsis keeps things extremely vague, saying, "Witness Robert Eggers' most visceral and haunting experience yet. Focus Features presents Werewolf, a harrowing tale of devotion, damnation, and the devil within." Sounds like a Robert Eggers movie so far. So the story apparently is set in the 13th century England, with the film following a remote community terrorized by something lurking in the fog. Visually, Eggers is once again refusing to make it easy, with the trailer being presented in a grainy 4:3 frame, and it shifts between black and white and color. It is caked in mud, lit by fire, and almost entirely devoid of the sleekness that usually accompanies your typical studio werewolf movie. We touched on that briefly when we did An American Werewolf in London, where besides that movie and maybe one or two like Ginger Snaps, I feel like that's why we don't have an interest in werewolf movies, is because they're kind of I feel like they're the same movie repeatedly.
Yeah. This one definitely looks different, but it's
Yeah,
definitely Robert Eggers.
I
Like,
remember when
you
they
could
announced it.
you could literally not tell, like, somebody could know nothing about this trailer, not heard any news on this movie, and you would know it was Robert Eggers.
Yeah, I remember when this was announced, we briefly talked about it where I was excited to see a Robert Eggers werewolf movie because it would be unique, it would be different. The one complaint I would have so far, though, is watching the trailer, I felt like it was Nosferatu again,
Yeah, yeah.
and
My
that worries me.
it looks like a really, really awesome looking, beautiful movie, but my biggest worry is that it's going to be a slow burn, like, slower than Nosferatu. Like, looks really good, but it just takes so long to pick up.
I think I don't like the black and white.
The Lighthouse?
That was specific to The Lighthouse. Then they didn't use it in Nosferatu. They just, like, toned down the lighting so much it almost looked black and white. But when I think of Robert Eggers in black and white, I think of The Lighthouse.
Yeah, that's a slow burn.
Yeah, oh god,
Good,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, it's a good movie, but I don't like watching it all that much because it is a bit too slow for me, but
I love slow burns, and
yeah,
it was a very slow one.
yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for the incredible acting in that movie, man, I don't know if I'd have got through it, it's so slow.
Yeah, and this one is, bringing back the black and white. I don't know how much of it's in black and white, no idea. But, yeah, when I watched the trailer, I was like, "Damn, this is kinda like the Nosferatu trailer, but we will see."
It looked like Nosferatu, The Lighthouse, and The Witch had a baby, and this is
Well, I
what
mean,
came out.
that's good and bad.
I mean, it kinda like, parts of it kinda looked more like a witch movie
Yeah,
at
I
times,
agree.
which I loved,
Yep,
and then they would go into some really black and white, kinda slower looking, like, you just get the vibe that
dialogue.
it's gonna take a while.
Dialogue that's hard to understand. So William Dafoe and Lily Rose Depp round out the cast, with both returning to the Eggers fold after the mega hit Nosferatu. And speaking of Nosferatu, we finally have a release date for Werewolf, which is December 25th, the exact same release date of Eggers' vampire movie that took the world by storm. So, given Eggers' track record with period authenticity, expect the dialogue to be challenging by design, especially considering that this movie is set in the 1200s, which means it's not likely to be easier to understand.
Yeah, there's a point in which you go so far that when the movie becomes challenging to get through, like,
Yes,
that's the one thing I worry about is I feel like Robert Eggers is like, tries to top
it's
himself
too hard.
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like we're probably gonna have to go to the movies and watch the deaf and hearing impaired version so we can get some subtitles in the theater.
I don't know if you remember this, but about 4 years ago, I don't remember where I heard it, but somebody said, "Go and watch The Witch with subtitles, and it changes everything." And I did, and I was like, "Holy shit, like, I understand so much more of the story now."
We talked about that when we covered The
Oh, we
Witch.
did? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, watching it with subtitles was a
Game
game
changer.
changer for sure.
Yep. But yeah, I guess we'll find out on Christmas Day how, good it is. We didn't go and see Nosferatu in the theater, did we?
Yeah,
Did
we
we
did.
did?
Yes, we did. I
Um,
remember I was
oh,
so fucking tired
we
from work,
we just talked
and
about this the last episode. You were talking I was gonna fall
you were
asleep in a
talking ab
movie,
yeah,
and you brought up
you
Nosferatu.
were
Yeah.
talking about Bring Her Back and how tired you were, and you missed a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "That was me during Nosferatu."
It's been a long day.
I was, yeah, we had worked that day, and I was
Mhm.
mega fucking tired, like, could barely hold my eyes open, and that is a slow burn
Yeah.
to sit through in the theaters when you're, like, fucking sleep deprived.
Apparently, it was so slow, my memory just didn't record it
Yeah.
because I don't remember it now. Alright, so on to the next one, and this is a good one. Scary Movie's Ghostface starts in OnlyFans. Yeah.
Scary Movies Ghostface starts in OnlyFans.
Yes. Ghostface has spent decades calling strangers to ask about their favorite scary movies, and it turns out he must have been doing market research. The parody version from the Scary Movie franchise not the one from Wes Craven's Scream, has officially launched an OnlyFans account, and the pitch is exactly as ridiculous as it sounds.
Is this licensed?
Yeah, this is a real deal. The account was created to promote the new movie landing on streaming
Oh,
sites soon, which is actually, in my opinion, an interesting idea considering that immediately grabs your attention. I don't
that
care who you are.
that is a hell of a marketing like, whoever dropped that in the marketing meeting with a bunch of studio execs, at first people were like, "No,
Yeah.
like, that's stupid," and then they started talking about it and was like, "Oh,
And because
maybe
it
it's not so stupid."
and because it's so successful, that same employee, like every pitch is like, just get him to start OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So the account teases spicy content made for subscribers, but unfortunately, that doesn't specify what all that means. So I guess it's up to our imagination currently.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how you're gonna, uh yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yep.
Like, if
The more you think
it's
about it, the weirder it gets.
yeah,
It's,
especially with it being, like, the the fucking parody version of it,
yeah.
like, and I mean, it's really, like, I could see them starting an OnlyFans, but, having actual sexual content on there, I feel like there's no way that a studio is gonna back that.
No, and I'll get to it in a minute. We do have a little bit more of an idea what's going to be going on there. So the launch video was actually directed by Carmen Electra, who, if you remember, was the first kill in the original Scary Movie when they rip off the Casey Becker kill from Scream.
Bro, what if they have just, like, a bunch of parody OnlyFans girls
Getting
getting
killed.
killed?
That would actually
That could be
probably be
hilarious.
more entertaining than what I'm about to tell you.
Oh, no.
So so it turns out the reason that she's attached to this, directing, because I guess he announced it with a video, so she directed this video, and it turns out she has a cameo in the new movie, which neither one of us has actually seen it yet. So this paired with the fact that Elektra also runs her own successful OnlyFans page makes her a perfect fit to direct the Ghostface OnlyFans announcement video. I
Holy
didn't
shit,
I
I
didn't
didn't
I
know
didn't
that.
either. I had no idea that she
She's
had an OnlyFans.
older,
That's
isn't
what I
she?
thought. Like, she probably still attractive, but is she OnlyFans attractive? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess if you're a celebrity, I guess you're gonna make some money. I
Yeah,
mean, you
that's
gotta
true.
think there's dudes that were, like, obsessed with her back in the day
Yeah, that's
that
true.
totally have successful jobs now that can pay 10.99 a month to jack off to Carmen Electra's fake boobs.
I would assume most of it's like, "Let me pay the $12.99 and then I'll cancel it, but I just wanna see what her boobs look like."
Well, n I guarantee most of it is and why a celebrity would make so much money doing it is the why a lot of dudes pay for OnlyFans, and it is the actual, like, ability to talk one-on-one and message with her.
You can
With
message people one-on-one?
well,
I
yeah, I
thought it
mean,
was like
people
Patreon for
people
naked
it
people.
it is, but people can message you on Patreon, like,
Oh,
I mean,
I guess that's true.
people request stuff or pay money for requests and shit, like,
I didn't think about that.
sure that there's a bunch of dudes, it's like, "Oh, she's famous?" Like, even the idea of her, like, looking at my dick pic.
Yeah,
It's just some dudes that are like, don't give a fuck.
yeah, that's true.
Gonna go to work and be like, "Bro, you're never gonna guess who gave me a dick rating.
Oh, man.
She gave me a 6.5, dude. I got a 6.5 from Carmen Electra." I
Yeah.
nutted myself immediately.
I got a rating from Betty White's OnlyFans. I don't know if she's still alive or not, she might be.
I think she finally died.
Did she? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
See, we
Uh,
haven't done the news in a while.
Betty White, I think she died a couple years ago. 'Cause
Oh,
everybody was talking about, like, people were joking, like, it's the rapture's gonna happen now, it's finally happened, like,
yeah.
Betty White's died,
Yep.
everything's coming to an end.
I honestly had no idea. I just threw it out there because she's old and she might be, so, somebody will probably let us know. But according to Metro Public Relations, the account will roll out more cast collaborations and the kind of signature scary movie parodies that the series built its name on. Though the specifics are being kept behind a curtain for now. The account is restricted to fans aged 18 and older, which, makes sense. I would assume
I think,
everything on there is 18 or older, but I don't know.
yeah, I would think so.
Um, but yeah, you can actually find this at onlyfans.com/ghostface. I'm honestly really surprised that that name is available because when you get on Instagram, if you try to look up Ghostface on social media at all, like 70% is like either girls being sexual with a ghost face mask on or guys being very sexual. It's kind of gotten a little weird. Um,
They probably just had the money to pay for the licensing, so they were able to shut a bunch of accounts
oh, there's
down.
probably a fuck ton of like ghost face themed OnlyFans porn that just got nixed.
Yeah.
Good
Just
point.
some dude out there with, like, a fucking 9-inch cock and
His
a ghost
empire
face
has crumbled.
mask and just lost his whole career.
Oh, that's great. He's like, fuck, I just bought my third Lambo. All right. That's hilarious. I part of me wants to see the Ghostface OnlyFans, man. I don't know, man. I have to go look and see like how much money it is. Maybe it's
Well,
like $2.
I mean, it could be really funny if it's all parodies,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the Carmen Electra kill, like, where he
Yeah.
pulls out the fucking implant, like, he's like, "Ugh."
Yeah. It's slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard really anything about the new Scary Movie? I haven't really heard really good or bad, so I don't know.
The newest one that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I I heard from people our age that it was good, but then a lot of people, yeah, I guess younger, didn't get a lot of the jokes,
They
I
don't
guess,
count.
so it was it was very up and down, but it sounded like it would be good for people who like the original.
It's made for, millennials,
Made for
maybe a
us,
little older,
yes.
but yeah. I remember there was some kinda controversy where younger people wanted it canceled or something. I don't know how true that is. I mean, that may have just been, like, clickbait stuff. I know a lot of that kinda stuff is, but,
I think it was kinda like when Eminem came out with that, like,
yeah,
offensive song.
and nobody really cared. It was just a bunch of internet bitching and moaning. Internet bitching and
To
moaning doesn't
cancel culture.
it's literally a people bitch and moan about everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will check it out, though, when I get a chance to stream it. Sounds like it's coming to streaming soon.
I mean, it's gotta be a step up from after, what, 3 and on?
I never made it past 3. I think I seen part of 3, and I don't think I was like, "This is fucking awful." And then the Wayans brothers weren't even in the movie, and I was like, "Oh, I'm out." And I don't think I ever seen anything past that.
Yeah, it's very obvious, that they weren't a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
the jokes, I do remember the War of the Worlds one. I
That's
don't know if
I've
that's 3 or 4,
Yeah, I don't either. I
but,
briefly remember that.
yeah, none of them can even touch the 1st and 2nd.
Yeah. Alright, so number 3, Evil Dead Burn Halloween Horror Nights houses set for Orlando and Hollywood in 2026. Universal has confirmed that Evil Dead Burn Halloween Horror Nights houses are heading to both of its U.S. resorts this fall. The attraction opens August 28th at Universal Orlando Resort and September 3rd at the Hollywood Universal Studios, running select nights at each park through November 1st. Universal frames the houses as inspired by Evil Dead Burn, walking guests through what it calls the film's most frightening moments. The route begins at the Price family's secluded vacation home in the woods and then gets worse from there. Per usual, the Book of the Dead does what it does best and unleashes the parasitic evil that possesses and twists its victims into deadites. And I want to add to that by saying that it also makes them really good at talking shit.
Yeah.
Every fucking movie, they're magically the best shit talkers, and I love it.
Yeah, we talked about that
Yep.
when we covered, probably multiple Evil Deads, like, every one of like, demons are just good at talking shit.
Good shit talkers.
Even, like, The Exorcist,
Yeah,
like,
yep, you're right.
just demons are really good at, like, just saying the most offensive shit.
And funny.
Like,
Some of it's funny.
yeah.
So the official description points to ferocious deadites around every turn where guests eventually stop being witnesses and start succumbing to evil forces themselves. Now, Universal hasn't said what that actually means, and they are keeping the specific scares to themselves. Halloween Horror Nights has been turning horror films into walkthrough mazes for years now, so a franchise this physical and bloody is, of course, a natural fit. The difference this time is that park guests will be the ones walking into the Price House instead of just watching it on the screen. Universal says, don't worry though, there are definitely more houses and events details on the way, and this is apparently just the first announcement of many. Super
Mhm.
cool. I really am interested in what they mean by they kind of become, um, man, like they're almost you almost become part of the story as an audience.
Yeah,
I'm really curious what that means.
it's an interesting franchise to to have a theme, the horror houses, I guess, like Freddy and Jason, those are easier, they have more of a very easy,
They have more
recognizable
locations.
theme.
Yeah,
Well, you could just throw a boiler room. It doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to match anything from one of the actual I mean, the movies don't even match up with the boiler rooms in
it's true.
certain Nightmare on Elm Streets are just a boiler room,
None of
but
them match.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like, that's Freddy.
Mhm.
Or, a lake, a camp fucking counselors in the woods. Uh, Evil Dead's a little trickier though,
Well, it
and
used to just be cabins.
to just put that in one movie as well kinda makes it even more of a challenge because they have to stick to that specific storyline.
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do here. I don't remember which one it was. I watched, somebody do like the walkthrough last year, and there were some really cool ones. I think
Yeah,
They did Art the Clown last year.
yeah,
Uh, I'm trying to remember what the other cool one were. Oh, they did a cool Jason one. Even though it
yeah.
was like Jason Universe bullshit, I remember they kinda went through, like, a lot of the other movies and different styles of Jason. That was awesome.
That's what I mean, like, and there's so many, like, things that they can easily put together that'll be recognizable too. I remember that they had, like, different versions of Jason, like, you were walking through kind of the history of Friday the 13th,
And that's a
like,
cool idea, yeah.
and the what I do remember of seeing the walkthrough of Terrifier is they redid the bathroom in Terrifier
Yeah,
2,
yeah,
which
yeah.
was, like,
Dead On,
literally
the movie.
yeah, it was my favorite scene, one of my favorite sets, I should say, not scenes, sets from part 2 was how fucking, like, gross that bathroom is in his little, like the Terrifier fucking funhouse of fucking death.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I always get excited when I read those, but I always get bummed out too because every year we're like, "Oh, man, we gotta make a trip."
It's so
It's just
fucking
so
hard. I didn't even
difficult.
say it this time because it's just been so difficult lately. Man, just trying to plan a trip and then get off of work and stuff with the kids and how's this gonna work and we all gonna fit in one car and it's just a lot to drive. I think we're what, like 6 hours away from it? Yeah,
No,
it's just
further than that.
oh, we're further?
I think we're about 9,
9 hours?
8 hours?
Man, I
Yeah.
didn't realize we were that far.
Yeah, it's quite a trip.
Yeah. I actually do remember, like, we have a listener who covers this shit, has a specific YouTube channel where they talk about it. And, I just pulled it up. So Hefner Family Adventures does a really good job at covering these releases as they come out. And he goes in and, like, the message boards and all this stuff, and he digs up information that's not released in, like, press releases. I remember watching a few of his videos last year when they were doing the announcing, and he probably knows some shit that, we can't just look up right now.
Yeah, I think we talked to him a little bit about some stuff
Yeah.
that year for
Mhm.
the Terrifier before it was officially announced. Yeah. Man, I would definitely like to get up there one year. But I think the year to go, I don't was it last year where they did Jason, they did Art the Clown, I think they had an Exorcist house, like, they had a lot of really cool shit.
There was about 40% of the houses that I didn't really know anything about. Like, it's things that are popular now that is horror, but it's almost like younger people horror, like Five Nights at Freddy's. I think they had a Five Nights at Freddy's pizza house or something. Five Nights at Freddy's is like it's cool, it's an idea, but when I'm going to a haunted house, not really that's not really scary to
It's
me.
not even a rated R
Yeah,
movie.
exactly,
Uh,
and that's not, a house I'm gonna pay to go see or wait in a 2-hour line to see.
I think
Um,
a couple years ago, they did the fucking House of a Thousand Corpses. Do
that
you
is one
remember that?
that is
Yeah.
one I would pay to see.
Yeah, I wanna say it was maybe 2023 or 2024. I believe it was, like, the 20th anniversary, so 2023 maybe? But, yeah, the walkthrough for that was fucking awesome.
Okay, so they had, this is the IP houses, so they had Five Nights at Freddy's, they had Terrifier, they had Fallout, which is I liked the Fallout show, but not that's not what that's not what I think of when I go to a Halloween haunted house. The Jason universe and WWE presents the horrors of the Wyatt Six. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
sounds like some wrestling stuff.
and then they did, like, their original houses, which is Hatchet and Chains,
Yeah.
Demon Bounty Hunters, us
WWE presents the shit that Vince McMahon took on your face.
Oh god. Oh, yeah, the shit you didn't know your favorite wrestlers do. Alright, so on to the next one, and this is the last one, but it's also the crazy well, I don't know, Ghostface with the OnlyFans was crazy. This might be the most seriously crazy one. So Warner Brothers reportedly developing an international Nightmare on Elm Street movie with Lee Cronin. Whoa, that headline grabbed my attention immediately. Now, I'm sure by this point we have all recently heard the news that Paramount has joined forces with the Craven estate to make a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie that is based on Wes Craven's original screenplay for the 1984 film. But here's where things get really interesting. While the Craven estate has the domestic rights to Craven's original Elm Street screenplay, Warner Brothers slash New Line actually retains the international rights. Well, apparently, according to a report this week, Warner Brothers is actively developing their own Nightmare on Elm Street movie set to compete with the announced Paramount project.
Oh,
Whoa.
man.
Just to make this an even more jumbled up mess, Paramount is actively attempting to buy Warner Brothers, which as of recent has been delayed until at least next year. So, this is just fucking crazy. This is what Puck News, who reported about this week, this is what they said. Sources with knowledge of the matter think Paramount figured that by the time their movie got underway, the Warner Paramount deal would have closed and Warner would be compelled to release the Paramount version overseas. But Warner Brothers' Michael DeLuca and Pam Addy didn't care for that plan. Now they are looking to make their own movie, which they can only distribute overseas and are in talks with Lee Cronin to produce, write, and direct. So what we have is a situation where Paramount is attempting to make a Nightmare on Elm Street movie for the domestic market, while Warner Brothers is attempting to make an entirely different Elm Street movie for the international market. But the important thing to know here is while the Paramount project has been officially announced, the Warner Brothers and Lee Cronin project has not been backed up by an official statement, but it does just so happen line up with a lot of reports that Bloody Disgusting has been getting lately. So this could be true. We don't know. But that's the rumor mill. It's the word on the street that we could have, and this is ridiculous, 2 Nightmare on Elm Street movies going head to head, but one of them would not be allowed to be shown here. What the fuck, man? That is so much money to sink into something that's pointless.
Well, I mean, that might be part of the strategy too to fucking
Derail?
financially collapse them and buy them out.
Yeah, it's just, and, I think the consensus is nobody wants a new Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, we definitely don't want 2 shitty
We don't want
ones.
2 shitty ones either.
But Lee Cronin makes really good movies.
He does, but the
But
problem is he can't.
I don't wanna watch a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, and I don't want to watch a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot.
I don't wanna
Just
watch one here or in Europe.
Yeah. Leave Lee Cronin and people like Mike Flanagan and the good people, leave them out of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't wanna be compelled to have to sit through a Nightmare on Elm Street without Robert Englund.
Or, after the movie goes off, I'm like, "Fuck Lee Cronin now, that sucked." I don't
Yeah.
wanna feel that way. I like
Yeah,
Lee Cronin.
it's like a sellout. It's
Yeah.
like when your favorite band, like, makes a shitty album,
They sign with Geffen,
and
and
then
their
they
albums
just
suck after that.
completely sound different.
Yeah.
It's never the same.
Yeah, this is crazy because we know from doing the show how, um, tight the wallets of studios are. I mean, they don't even wanna pay sometimes for reshoots, and reshoots that they demanded. And they're willing to sink all this money into a competing film of the exact same thing just because they can do it over, like, the rest of the world. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But we also know, like, studio people don't fucking get it sometimes. They just don't. They miss the mark a lot.
Yes. Yes, they do.
So this very well is in the realm of possibility. And then I haven't really kept up with the deal that they've been trying to make. I did originally for a little while, but it just seemed like it just kept dragging on and on and on. And then I remember Netflix was trying to buy it there for a little while, and I was like, oh no, let's not let Netflix buy up everything, because then everything will suck like Netflix.
Well, Netflix ain't gonna buy it because now they don't wanna put money into anything good.
Yeah, they
That's why it
don't.
all became reality TV shows. Why, like, Mike Flanagan had to leave.
Yep. Which his Carrie actually just got announced to be coming out beginning of October, and I'm pretty sure it's all coming out at once.
Yeah, I watch anything he does.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
so that's why I said, like, leave, like, Lee Cronin out of it, 'cause I'm a fan of his, I don't wanna be compelled to watch it, but on the subject of Mike Flanagan, last month, The Exorcist
Yeah,
finished,
wrapped up.
yep. So, they're in post-production now, and that means that we're 100% getting an Exorcist reboot from Mike Flanagan. It's done. It's been filmed. Like, I didn't think it was ever gonna actually happen. You remember, like, the
Yeah,
rumor was, like,
yeah,
he approached them, he wanted to do it because he's a big fan of the original movie, and he probably seen the reboot like the rest of us and died inside.
yeah.
So he approached them knowing that, they were gonna have
They
to
were
fucking
desperate. Yeah.
yeah, and,
He said, my demands is my wife plays all the roles.
all of them. Except my wife can actually act, unlike
Yeah.
some other director in Hollywood that puts his wife in everything.
Yep.
I shouldn't say that because I like most of his movies,
Yeah.
but, yeah, Scarlett Johansson, Mike Flanagan, Exorcist is officially I think it's March 27th of
Yeah.
2027.
Yep.
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 So less than
Definitely.
a year,
Less than a year away.
we're getting a Carrie. Mike Flanagan's jumping on the reboots, man. I hope it comes out good, but I don't know about anything. Nightmare on Elm Street, I feel like, is a sell out for a director to take because it's not going to be liked. Like,
It's
it's not going to be liked
I feel
by.
like it's a bad idea.
Yeah, it is, and I feel like a director like Lee Cronin's gotta know that people aren't going to like it because of Robert Englund.
Yep, you're
No
exactly right.
no matter how good it is, but it's a cash grab because
Mhm.
people are going to see the name, and there's going to be people who go to the theaters to watch it. So, considering it's just a cash grab, to do it at the same time that another company is doing it, where you're going to have people pick sides, people are gonna go see one over the other, is just completely defeats the purpose of the cash grab.
I don't know if you caught it too, so one of the main executives or CEO or whatever is, Michael DeLuca, who was also one of the writers of the first ever Freddy's Nightmare episode we just covered.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, "Man, I know that
Yeah, it's
sounds
wild.
familiar."
And maybe that's part of it. Maybe he's like, "That's my shit. I fucking worked on the show."
Yeah.
Well, that is our news for the week. Once again, we thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with us, and definitely expect a full length episode next Monday, which is going to be one of those episodes where we talk about metaphors and info like hidden in dialogue and the hidden meaning of this and that. So if you like those episodes, buckle up and definitely give the movie a watch before that episode comes out if you can, especially if you haven't seen it. But yeah, join us next week for that, and we will catch you next time.